Hello people, here we have the Figure Rise Standard Suletta Mercury. This is from the anime The Witch from Mercury. It's a Gundam series. The best Gundam series out there right now, which there's only one out right now. So it is a really cool piece, direct from the anime merchandise. And it came out, relatively soon after the series started. We got a couple of Gundam model kits out, and then here she is. So it's her and her friend that have already come out. I hope they come out with more. We'll see. They probably won't. There is a write-up on this one. However, it does have spoilers, so I'm going to pause just a little bit and let you guys have a chance to skip ahead to this time that I'm putting on the screen. So here we go. Suletta, a second-year student in the piloting department of the Astacacia School of Technology. Her student number is LP041. Suletta is a transfer student from Mercury. On her first day in school, she duels Guel Jiturk and defeats him. She then becomes the holder and a potential partner candidate of Maureen Rembrandt. Suletta is timid and somewhat lacks communication skills. Still, she takes her mother's teachings to heart and at times displays great courage. She pilots the Gundam Ariel. From her childhood, Ariel was always close to her, and when her mother was too busy for her, Suletta would often hide herself inside the cockpit. The cockpit became like a warm cradle to her, and even today she considers Ariel as a member of her family. So that's just Suletta's little story here. She's a very interesting character so far. I am anxious to get into more of it as it comes out. It's already in its second season, and this one is a pretty cool Gundam series so far. I hope they continue to produce it, and it's not just a 2-series thing. She is a Figure Rise Standard, which is slightly different than the 30-Minute Sisters and the other stuff that comes out for these kind of kits. She is built slightly differently than other kits that I've built, but you can see they definitely got a lot of their influence from the 30-Minute Sisters, that they were practicing with those kinds of things. I will show a size comparison between the sisters and Suletta Mercury and the Figure Rise Standard version of her. Hopefully you guys will like what you see. But first we will go ahead and go into articulation before we get into anything else. So articulation wise, you have the same standard head and neck that you got from the 30-Minute Sisters, believe it or not. So you have the peg on the little neck swivel here, and that is actually built into the body as such, so you can pull it right on out. She also has a small point of articulation at the back of her head. This little ponytail can move around. Now, I used some of the stickers. I did not use all of them. I just wanted to get some of on here to show you guys what it looks like. I am planning on painting this one, so I didn't want to put decals on. There are decals that go here, as well as some really cool stickers that have some use on here. So I'm going to show you guys those as we go along. Shoulders, nice articulation points here. Very similar to the 30-Minute Sisters in their construction. The internals here are actually articulated as well. So if you plug her arm in there, you can move it just slightly back and forth. Her clothes do kind of block it, but it is a very nice articulation set. The clip inside here allows her to move her arm up and down. And of course, because it's a ball joint inside, you can move that all the way around. Any direction that you would like. Out to the arm. Inside here, this plugs in to the upper arm, and you can rotate this point. And then inside here, you have a point of articulation inside the sleeve where you can move her elbow. The sleeve is, just like I say, a sleeve, so it actually is just resting between the two, and you can rock that back and forth to get some dynamic posing between however she'd like to move her arm. You get a small point of articulation in the hand, which is just the 2 pegs that they normally use in these wrist joints. It is just the same as the 30-Minute Sisters, where it is diagonally opposed, so you do get some limitations on that, but not too much. Onto the chest. Inside the chest here, there is a ball joint. The ball joint comes downward into her abdomen here, so you can move that however you'd like. It does actually come out quite a bit, and as you see there, that does pop off pretty easily, so be careful for that. But you do get quite a lot of range of motion there. And then if you push it down, you don't get as much articulation, but you do get a nice snug look between the top of her chest and her abdomen. Leave that there. Inside here, there's a point of articulation at the T-bar, so you can rotate this here. And the T-bar itself does have the same type of connection as the 30-minute sisters, with the each of those arms being able to move in and out. Inside the leg, though, it is a ball joint, and that is articulated here, so you can move that point up and down as well. So you can get quite a lot out of it. If you pull that down, she can do quite a lot with those hip joints. Push those back up. Her legs are just simple pegs up inside here, so you can rotate them at that point. You can also rotate them at this point, but it is not exactly meant to do that. It is a very simple one point of articulation on her knee. There's just 2 pegs like that wrist joint connector inside her leg. But it's more than enough, I think. Suletta doesn't seem to be very athletic, I guess. She can't articulate all the way up. That said, if you wanted to, you can swap these legs out for 30-minute missions legs. But with that said, the swimsuit sets that would match the color actually don't have 2 points of articulation. They only have 1. The foot, you actually have that peg inside there that moves up and down. And this rotates on that peg. So you swivel the foot like so. And that is her articulation. Actually, it isn't, because you can rotate her boot as well. So we'll move that around, and that aids in a little bit of a pigeon-toed stance if you need to support her weight, or if you want her to run, it does help with that. So it's definitely something to think about. So as far as things she comes with, she has this faceplate here, and she actually has 2 more. So one with an open mouth like so, and another with an open mouth, but this time smiling. So they don't actually have a tamper-graphed faceplate, so only that one comes tamper-graphed. You do have some decals, and I'll show you those in just a second. You get also a pair of holding hands, so 1 for each side. Let's see if we can get it to focus on those. And these are a softer POM material, not a hard plastic. And there's the other one for the other side. And you get the closed fists. You also get 2 hands that are open like so. They have a peg in the bottom of them. And the reason for that is because you get a little tiny Haro unit. And this Haro is different from the Haros in other universes. This one is a personal companion that aids in your school life. But that peg, the peg fits right into the bottom. It is, I believe, a 3mm peg, so you can use that however you'd like. Remember, that does plug into anything with 3mm ports. And then it does articulate, but just at the arms. So if you want to do that, have him float around there. A couple stickers go inside. Easy peasy. It also comes with a stand. The stand does come with a lot of extras. You get an extra arm piece here, and a couple of connectors here. So if you need to, you can replace them. The claw is simply articulated and opens and closes like so. There isn't any locking mechanism on these ones. They're just really tight, and they are meant to hold her however you'd like. But she does have a 3mm port down there. I don't know why they wouldn't just use that. Still, it can hold her pretty well. And that, you know, you can move her any way you want if you wanted to use that. Now there is a little port here, and I don't know what that's for. I didn't quite see anything that would use that. So, not sure what that's all about. Just realized I have her standing like, what's his name? Edward Scissorhands over here. Last but not least, we also have the sticker sheet. And that's this here. These will go on her mouth parts. Those are the hair pieces that you see here. These are the inside of the harl. The gold goes on the wrists here. And then these would be the little markings on her suit. But they also come with really nice, really cool looking stickers that are what they call embossed stickers. And those will take the place of these. So I'd rather use those, but again, I might paint her in the near future. And then for decals, like I said, lots of options for eyes, lots of options for directions and shapes and expressions. So really cool set of decals for those extra face plates that you have here. Really cool. One of the cool things that I've found about these guys is that they actually do have swappable parts with the 30-Minute Sisters. As you see here, Lelouch has swap bodies with Suletta Mercury here. Suletta isn't actually that tall anymore. She's floating. So if you were to put the 30-Minute Sisters body beside the normal Mercury, she is quite a bit shorter. But that said, it is really nice that these parts are compatible with each other. I think you can even pop and swap the arms if you are careful. Let's see. And that is correct. So you have some capability of swapping some of these parts out if you wanted to. I'm not sure what the limit would be to this. Okay, that's not going to work because this is a peg and not a ball joint. But some capability of swapping out parts. And I'm sure I can swap out some of the other stuff, but for now, that is what I'm going to do. Let me go ahead and... I would say you probably have to do something about the neck, but that's another thing you can do. The 30-Minute Sister swim bodies are able to be swapped with that. Pretty cool that you can do that just right out of the box. I really think some people will have an enjoyment with that. For now, let's go ahead and move on to the size comparison. Here she is next to a high-grade Gundam. And because of who it is, we should also do a comparison with the high-grade Ariel. She is beside the 30-Minute Missions Alto. Beside the frame arms, this is Jinrai in 1/100 scale. Here she is beside the Architect from the Frame Arms Girl series. As you can see, she is quite a bit taller than Suletta, who is a tall person as it is. She is with the Megami Device Magical Girl. With Lelouch again. Here are the other 30-Minute Sisters, Rashetta and Tiasha. These girls are both different heights than Suletta here, but I think Rashetta and Suletta are about the same. This is with my little friend, Hexagear Governor Nero. Last but not least, the Alex Gundam from the Master Grade series. So that one is quite a lot taller. And they are coming out with a full Mechanics 1/100 scale Ariel soon. So hopefully they'll be about the same size too. So that's going to be about it for Suletta Mercury. That was a really fun kit to build. She's really fun to pose. She's really fun to play around with. Her hair is kind of sharp, so that's one point that you might want to consider. Another is that her head does seem to pop off a little bit more often than the 30-Minute Sisters girls. The neck is a little bit different than that series is. Another point that I would mark down for is that the non-tampographed face plates. Now, that's not a big thing. Honestly, it's not huge because most of the other stuff that they came out with before was stickers for the Figure Eye standard. And with a single tampographed face, you think, well, why not just do 2 more? Why not? But I get that people still like to use decals. It does have a better look, especially if you do paint it. So I could see why they would go that route. At the same time, it would have been nice to give you some tamper-graphed faceplates and some blank ones so that you have the option to do one or the other. Just a silly little thing. The other thing I would say is a down point is that it does have that puke gold on the shoulders and chest. However, it does not look that bad on this kit because it's not overwhelming. They're not everywhere. It isn't all over the kit. It's just on her shoulders and her necktie here. And you can hardly tell that it is swirly until I close up on it. And then you can see that, yeah. But she is not a bad kit at all. I really enjoyed building her, and I do enjoy showing you guys this. So if you guys like and you want to, leave a like, comment, subscribe to my channel if this is of interest to you. I do a lot of reviews on these girl kits, so that is something that if you like to see those, come back for more. But I think that's all I have time for. I will see you guys next time, or you'll see me, but more than likely you will see my stuff. Bye-bye.